Put me on your podcast, bro. Put me on your podcast show. Put me on your podcast, bro. Would you put me on your podcast, though?
What up? What up, bro?
What up, sir?
Man, welcome to Somebody's Daddy's podcast. We here. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time coming, man, trying to get you up here, man. You be so busy, though.
Man.
You be so busy. The ladies, they keep you busy.
I got to go and teach, man. The world need us, man. There's so much bad sex out here. The world need us.
He going straight in. Straight in.
People think slutting out is choking now. That's not what that is.
Damn.
That's not what that is.
See where we at. Shout out to everybody out there, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to Somebody's Daddy's Talking Podcast. I am your host, Ronell0018, Somebody's Daddy. This is where it all started from TikTok, really, you know what I'm saying? So now we're here. We're here on YouTube. We're here on Facebook, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? This is the first official podcast that I'm hosting, you know what I'm saying? And so got my man with me, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Flint Town, it's home, baby. We from Flint.
We from Fly City.
A1 in the building. A1 in the building. Let me see. I like to have my music going, so we're going to get that going.
What up, Sonya?
Keep it going. Hey, man, I got a shot. You got a shot.
I don't drink.
You know you're going to have to hold it.
I'm going to have to hold it.
Tell him, chat. Listen, tell him he talking about he don't do this. Listen. Tell him, chat.
Tell him. I drink good pussy juice.
See, he got the...
I drink good.
Hey, man, it's funny. It's funny. We think alike, you know what I'm saying? We got some of the same things going on. Got some of the same things going on. He got good pussy juice water bottle, you know what I'm saying? I got the thirst trap water bottle. You know what I'm saying? We quench your thirst.
You feel
so
me?
Look, we live
out.
right
He
now.
apply pressure, you feel me? We
apply
out
pressure,
here.
yo. It's pressure applied. So look, bro, you know what I'm saying? Everybody been wanting me to do this podcast, you know what I'm saying? And so
Yes, sir.
this here, you know what I'm saying? They feel like my perspective on things is a little different, which I also think my perspective is a little different, especially from a lot of dudes and a lot of women when it comes to a lot of situations. One of the situations mainly, it's just my take on relationships, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
My take on relationships, my take on parenthood, you know what I'm saying? And my take on business, is running a business. I feel like my perspective is a little different than most.
Facts.
So we're going to talk about it, you know what I'm saying?
I'm excited, man.
So, you know, I got a couple of topics we're gonna hit. We're gonna hit. And look, chat, I don't never really prepare nobody. Let me tell you why I don't prepare nobody for this podcast, all right?
Yeah.
One of the reasons I don't prepare nobody, because listen, it's gotta come straight from the core. No preparing, no researching, no let me see if this sound good. I like to get the raw and uncut version of everything. So one of the main things about my podcast is it's gonna be raw, it's gonna be uncut. That's just what it's gonna be. So ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying, prepared for. So this ain't no preparation. This is live.
Yes, sir.
If we live, then shit, it's got to come from a live place. You know what I mean?
Man, you about to put me in a hot seat.
You got to put him in the hot. He's in the hot seat. It's gonna get hot, and you see, he gonna unloosen that. He gonna unloosen that in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Man, we're gonna talk. Let's start off with love languages, man, because you know we talk about like the gifting and stuff and everything like that. So let's talk about love languages and just understanding, you know what I'm saying, each other's love languages when it comes to men and women.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So let's start off. What's your top love language?
My top love language right now is physical touch.
Physical touch.
100%.
So why do you say physical touch?
Because I went to a space of where words of what's it called? It's not words of affection, is it?
Yeah, words of affirmation.
Affirmation. I went through a space where that was my number one.
Okay.
I needed somebody to tell me that I was doing a good job. I needed somebody to tell me, like, yo, I appreciate what you do and I understand what you do and I can see what you do and I love you for it. And it was like once I grew to a space of I understand my value and thank you for appreciating it, but I know I'm doing it from an intentional place. So I no longer require someone to pour that into me because I understand it now. So physical touch for me, I love kissing. Kissing is one of the most intimate things that I think can ever happen. And so I love when someone say, you know, come give me a kiss. I love that shit.
You hear that?
I love that
Y'all
shit.
better know how to kiss. You better know how to kiss, yo.
You know what I'm saying? When they suck on that bottom lip, I love that shit. Come here. Come here.
So they gotta learn how to kiss, you know what I'm saying? What's your second one? What's your second love?
Second love language would probably be time.
Time. Quality time.
Quality time. just wanting to be in my space.
Okay.
I don't care if we're talking about business. I don't care if we're talking about traveling. I don't care if we're just watching a movie. I don't care if I'm rubbing your feet. It doesn't matter what cooking together.
Okay.
Us just being if the sexiest thing in the world, random, strangely. I'm over here on my laptop working. You got your feet on my lap, and she over there on her laptop working. I don't know why that does something.
So
for me.
how do you deal with it if you don't have a lot of time to spend by being so busy? Like if you're a busy man, how do you monitor quality time?
That's a fire question. So with me being a sexologist, I enjoy you to spend time with me. So if I'm always doing business stuff,
Right.
I love when we can do it together, when I can just see you and I can see you working. So I think I'm more attracted to people who are also grinding.
Okay.
Because I can watch you grind and then I can understand it. I'm like, I get why you grinding. I get why we can't just do some random stuff right now. I understand you grinding, I'm grinding. But we together. We about to eat together. We about to really eat bread-wise and food-wise. Like we eating. That's just sexy to me.
So with the love languages, do you think that the way that you give it is the same way you receive it?
No,
You think it's a different way?
it's a difference.
So the way you get it is different than how you
Yes.
put it out there.
It's so requirements versus desire. So
Okay.
she requires to be loved a certain way. So I can either choose to give you love how I desire to give it to you, or I can give you love how you require it.
Based off what your needs are.
Correct.
Okay.
And so I want to love her how she's required to be loved. Because if I give it love to her how I desire to, I can get it wrong every single time. And she can be unhappy. So my requirements don't look like her requirements.
But that's a different thing when you come to, because her love language might not even be
Correct.
physical touch or quality time.
Correct.
So what I mean, what I mean by that is like when I say the way that you give it is the same way that you receive it, I'm saying it's based off of just your love language and not hers. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the way that you like to receive physical touch,
Yeah.
do you also want to give physical touch the
No.
same way? You want to give it differently?
Yeah. So if mine is kissing and hers is a back rub, I would rather give her the back rub
Okay.
because I'm doing this for her. I want her to want to kiss me because she's doing it for me.
Got you.
So that's what I mean by it.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Interesting. I feel like I don't know. I feel like my perspective might be a little different when it comes to it. My top love language is gifts.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why my top love language is gifts is for a couple of reasons. One is it requires a sacrifice that most people are attached to. Most people are attached to money, and so for them that's a sacrifice. See, I feel like you can, you know what I'm saying, as far as giving me time, we can spend time on the phone, we can spend time on FaceTime, we can spend time in person. Like, is it really a sacrifice if you're not a busy person?
Facts.
So if they got all the time in the world, it's really not a sacrifice to give me time for quality, to say, you know what I'm saying, quality time.
Facts.
Physical touch is the same thing. So with physical touch, there's a two-way pleasure and satisfaction out of that.
Yes.
Which tells me that you're not giving me physical touch just for me because you also receiving something out of it. So when you gifting somebody, it has nothing to do with you. It totally removes you out of the element to just make that person happy. Like, I want to do something that makes you happy. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
And so when I look at the love language, I look at it like in a sense of every love language that you give have to require a sacrifice. So if I'm giving you quality time, it don't mean nothing unless I'm a busy person that ain't got time to give and I'm giving it to you. Now that time that I'm giving you means a whole lot more
It's valuable.
than if I had the time to just sit around and just give you time. It don't really mean nothing. To stop whatever I'm doing to give you time, now it's valuable.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
valuable.
It's valuable. Say with physical, you know what I'm saying, with physical touch, most people, the physical touch love language, most people love language is physical touch when it comes to dealing with the person they want to be with.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the person you want to be with, you know what I'm saying, you're going to want physical touch anyway. You want to be touched by this person anyway. And you want to touch this person anyway. So it's a two-way, you know what I'm saying, it's a two-way thing. Words of affirmation. Words of affirmation is the last love language on my list.
Yeah.
Because I believe that action speaks louder than words. I can tell you how great of a person I think you is, but if I don't show it how great of a person I think you is by doing things, then it really don't matter what you're telling me. Especially when you got everybody telling you the same thing.
Hey, you spitting facts.
You know what I'm saying? When you got everybody telling you the same thing, like, oh, you a great person, oh, you this, oh, you, how important is it, you know what I'm saying, these words, if ain't no action attached to it? So my perspective on words of affirmation is at the bottom of the list. I feel like if you on your shit, if you on your grind, you don't really need nobody to tell you you're doing good. You know you're doing good.
Yeah.
If you're a great dad, you don't need nobody to tell you you're a great
Facts.
dad. You know you're a great dad. So those words really don't, words of affirmation really don't do too much for me because I'm comfortable in knowing exactly what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to it.
Facts.
So I would say I would list mine as gifts, number one, acts of service, number two. And the reason I say acts of service is because it gives me a sense to let me know that you need me. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact to know that you need me, like, hey, I need you. Can you do this? Do it? I get pleasure out of knowing that I can satisfy a need for you.
Yeah.
So knowing that I'm satisfying the need that you got, that brings me satisfaction.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? That's where my acts of service come from. And the same thing. You doing the service for me, knowing that it's gonna satisfy a need that I got, it means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with love language. You know what I'm saying? With the love language.
But for me, physical touch, I'm extremely unattracted to people who are giving me the same thing that they get to somebody else. Does nothing for me. Meat won't even get hard. Like it does nothing for. I enjoy someone giving me something that everybody else want, but they can't have.
X, I like that.
That's
You know
like
what
one of
I'm
my biggest flexes is like if I got me a girl and I take my girl into a room of women, none of those women can be like, I had her dude the other day. Like I had her dude a year ago. Like all of them can be like, I've been wishing to have him, but he ain't gave me none. Like your flex is none of these girls got anything. They thought about it, but they never received what you getting. I think I like that from a woman. But if you giving me the same thing,
So it's the accessibility, knowing
Bingo.
that you know what I'm saying, you're not accessible to everybody but me.
that's what I like.
Okay.
You kiss me,
I
then
like
go
that.
kiss 3 people. That kiss means nothing to me no more.
means
Like,
nothing.
man, I don't even want kiss. Nah, I don't want no kiss from you, man. Beat it, man.
Okay. That means
There we go.
nothing. It means nothing.
Fire perspective, bro.
Okay, I like it. I like that. You know what I'm saying? So look, we just give y'all a little bit of insight on love languages. So one of the important things, man, is when you're dealing with somebody, dealing with the opposite sex especially, is to learn their language. It's like speaking Spanish and English. You
Yes.
can speak Spanish all day to me, but if I don't understand it, I can't communicate with you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So if you know my love language is this, and you doing this, and wondering why I'm not receiving it, is because you're not really speaking my language. You're not speaking my language. Speak my language so I can understand it.
Correct.
Otherwise, it's just a whole bunch of gibberish. You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole bunch of act behind it.
Facts.
So for men dealing with women, I don't think a lot of men really get in tune with the love language of the woman.
No.
I don't think, because a lot of men don't even understand what their love language is. So I feel like in order to really speak a woman's love language, you got to first understand what love languages are.
Correct.
And it's really easy to figure out what a woman's love language is without them having to tell you. One reason is if she constantly wanting your time, constantly wanting to talk to you, be around you, then you know one of her top ones is quality time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If she wonder why you don't touch her, wonder why you don't want to hold her hand, wonder why it might be physical touch. It might be physical touch if she constantly want to know why you not really touching her. Same thing when it comes to acts of service. You get a woman that feel like they in this masculine era. You know what I'm saying? They're in this masculine era where they feel like they got to do everything themselves.
Yeah.
So they probably look for a man who has acts of service, willing to do some stuff for them, willing to take care of this and take that off their plate. So kind of understanding like a woman's love language. You know if her love language is words of affirmation, she want to hear I love you a lot. I know you show me, but tell me.
Now, do you think that just a question?
Uh-huh.
Do you think that could be trauma versus love?
Most love languages come from trauma.
And so, is that really her love language, or am I just there to secure insecurities or heal trauma?
That's a good question. I feel like it's a thin line. I feel like it's a real thin line between, am I curing your trauma or is this really your love
Correct.
language? The reason why, and one way to kind of determine that is, if she's giving that love language freely without it being hesitant, you know what I'm saying, then that might really just be her love language. But if she just want to receive it and not really give it,
Yeah.
then it might be a trauma.
Because I think a lot of people don't know what love is.
It might
we
be a
based
trauma.
we based off of trauma.
Yeah.
I need this from you to make me
Yeah.
feel good. And so this is not what I'm calling my love language. When I said my love language was words of affirmation, is because I felt inadequate. I felt like all the things I was doing was great, but nobody's telling me like, yo, this is fire, bro. Like the stuff you just wrote, this you just created, like this is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, nobody notice how crazy this is?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, I was like, I need people to tell me.
So you will see, like, you would kind of know if it's trauma. One way that I identify if it's trauma, bro, if it's selfishness in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that, with gifting, you want to receive gift, but you don't want to give it. That's a selfish thing. It might be a trauma. It might be something that you feel like, well, I never got this, I never got that. Instead of looking at it like, how could I please you? How could I do that? You know what I'm saying? Same thing with quality time. You want my time, but then you're always busy when I want your time. It could be a selfish thing. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Same thing with affirmations. You want to hear all the great things I do, but you don't want to give it back to me. So I kind of define, you know what I'm saying, trauma between this really being your love. When it's your love language, it's going to be received and given at the same time. When it's a trauma, I feel like it's going to be a one-way street.
Man,
you know
talk about
It's
it.
going to be a one-way street. You get a lot of women that, you know what I'm saying, right now we're in this era where you get a lot of women that say it's hard to find a man. It's hard to find a good man. And somebody asked me, like, do you think, you know what I'm saying, that finding a good man is really hard? I got a lot to say about that, you know what I'm saying? One of the main things I got a lot to say about that is when women say they looking for a husband, see, the thing is, you hear a lot of women say, I look for a husband, but you rarely hear a woman say, I want to be a wife.
Yeah.
Wanting a husband and wanting to be a wife is two different things.
Correct.
Two different things. You know what I'm saying? Wanting a husband is almost like a trophy. It's almost like a trophy. I want to be able to say I did this and did that and did this, but versus saying I want to be a wife. Because now you're saying, man, I want to be able to please you. I want to be able to show you love. I want to be able to show unconditional love. Show you something that you ain't, you know what I'm saying, received before. And so I hear that a lot when women want a husband, but they rarely say they want to be a wife.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Because there's a level between a girlfriend and a wife, and it takes a certain type of lifestyle to become that. And people are so caught up in, I'm single so I can do this or that.
Absolutely.
Versus, I want to be a wife. So your relationship title has nothing to do with your behavior to elevate you to a certain space. So just because you don't have a husband at the moment, don't mean that you get to act like the women that don't want a husband, period.
Man, the
title don't change nothing.
The thing is, how many of them are already a wife before they ask to become a wife? How many are you know what I'm saying, are already a wife before you want to be, you know what I'm saying, before you get that question, will you be my wife? See, when I ask you, will you be my wife, and you ain't ready, now you got to try to prepare to become a wife. Now I got to show you how to do this. I got to show you how to do that. But when you already a wife, you come into that role already fitting it.
Now, devil's advocate, there's a difference between a wife and your wife.
Absolutely.
So a woman preparing to be a wife might not even be the type of wife you want. So she has to learn how to be your wife. Learning how to be a wife is perspective. Learning how to be your wife is communication.
Got you.
And so it's difficult for a woman to know how to be your wife if she don't have a conversation with you, have the time available with you, have the time to have that communication, that bond building. Now she can sit by herself and like, a wife's supposed to do this. And then she do all of these things to train to be a wife, just to find you. And you like, I don't like none of that.
But you know that
I don't want none of that.
Kind of phase out. If that ain't really in your character, if that's not really you, time reveals everything.
It does.
Time reveals everything, and it's gonna show that that's not really you.
But knowledge also reveals everything. A person can only be who they know how to be.
Yeah.
Until they experience somebody who showed them, nah, if you maneuver like this, your life will turn into this. That's why everybody got coaches. Kobe needed a coach. Jordan needed a coach. Bron needed a coach to become who they are. They was already who they was.
Well, even with that coach, I would say it was already in them.
It was in them, but they didn't know how to elevate it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem with women, in my opinion, is that if you already think that you're a good woman, you don't want to change anything. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
If your mindset is, I'm a good woman, there ain't no good men, you're never gonna change you. You just go try to find a new dude and change them because you already good.
Every time.
And then you go fail every time.
How many times have you heard a woman say she's not a good woman?
Never.
Every woman feel like they're a good woman.
Every woman get good head. Everybody juice box good. Every woman know how to be a wife. Every woman is a good mama. Every woman's a good wife.
How is that possible? Tell me.
That's the question.
I need to know, how is it possible
Every one of them.
that all of them are, you know what I'm saying, good at this?
Every woman can put you to bed, bro. According to every woman ever speaking.
I want to know from them, is that true?
Every woman can.
I want to know if it's true.
Man.
From them.
They gonna tell
me. It's getting
me.
hot in here, yo.
They gonna tell me it's true. They gonna tell me I can handle that meat, coach. And then they going to sleep 3 minutes in. You out of here. My bad. I didn't know it was that. I told you it was that.
So do you deal with that a lot? Do you deal with it a lot where a woman might say she might hype herself up, you know what I'm saying, to believe something and really
100%.
that ain't it?
100%.
Do you tell her that ain't it?
I don't tell her in a way that she feel rejected.
How do you tell her? How do you tell her? How do you let a woman down? Or how do you tell her, you know what I'm saying, this ain't really her?
I tell her, like, listen, there's levels to love, there's levels to sex.
Okay.
And if you telling me that you on my level, I just ask them simple questions. What do you do daily to make sure that you can ride me for as long as I need to be ridden? What do you do daily to make sure your yummy yummy, if y'all don't know what yummy is, it's your yummy yummy. Your yummy yummy is at its maximum. How do you control your sexual stamina? How do you communicate to me when it's time to, if you have no way of practicing, how you on my, I do it every day.
Yeah.
I prepare for you every day.
They want to know how you prepare.
I have a plan for you every day.
They want to know.
They want to know how.
They want to know how you prepare.
So 1, I do affirmations every morning. 20.
Okay.
I do 20 affirmations of everything I love about me. Then I do 20 more affirmations of everything I love about my sex. So I have sexual affirmations and regular.
This is the sexologist. This the sexologist right here.
They not a sex. Now Marcella's showing up. And so I have sexual affirmations. That's one thing. Then I practice. So I have every toy that a man can ever use, from the dolls to the booties. I have everything. And so if I need to, if I have a weakness, if my weakness is, man, I can't last too long when I'm behind there doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I practice and I time myself.
I got a question about that.
Let's talk about it.
I got a question about that. I got a question about a man using XYZ, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that women have put men in the category where if they did these practices that they look at him differently?
100%.
Do women look at a man differently if he's practicing these things?
100%.
But they can use the rose and they can use some other things
all day long.
So I'm trying to figure out where's the double standard at where a woman can use toys to enhance or increase her abilities to do things, but a man can't.
Because a woman hate to feel replaced. So she don't think I'm practicing. She thinks I'm replacing her, because that's what they do with their toys. Women get online and be like, I got a rose, I don't need a boyfriend. I'm never gonna get online like, I got this pocket pussy, I don't need it. Like, what? I do need you.
Yeah.
So women view our toys the way that they want us to view their toys. This is your replacement. So if I pull out a toy, it's like, oh, you're replacing me. I must not be good enough. I must not be adequate. It's not the truth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's true.
And so that's the big separation.
Why is that?
It's like,
how do we fix that? How do we get women to see that it's not a replacement of you?
Now we talk.
How do we get women to see that it's not a replacement of you, but yet it's for me to prepare to be better for you?
We play together. I don't want to hide and play with my toys without you. You feel me? They told me sharing is caring when I was growing up. So if I get a toy, sometimes you got to pass the toy to the, hey, they want to play too. So when you get your adult toys, listen, I want you to watch me use this. I want you to sit right there. I'm going to handcuff you to this chair, and I'm going to make you watch me do what I do to this doll while I'm making eye contact with you. Then I want you to use it on me. I'm not going to play this toy until we play together. We go play together. So I'm going to practice with you. I want you to encourage me. So if I'm doing this thing from the back, I want you to talk me through that. You better stroke. I want you to spit on it. I want you to do some shit to me while I'm doing it to him. So what I teach my clients is, when you use toys like that, create a threesome without the toy, you and her. Create a threesome. Get a toy your name, and I want you to talk me through it. You better kill Kathy shit. Man. You better kill Michelle. I gotta stop cussing, my bad. You gotta kill. You gotta kill Michelle. Like, talk me through it. So I'm practicing for you. I'm getting better for us, but you're involved in my practice.
So you feel like, I mean, clearly, you know what I'm saying, it's a double standard. It's a double standard, you know what I'm saying, for women to be able to, for women to actually have these extra things that give them pleasure.
Yes.
But not for a man.
Because we supposed to know what we doing.
They supposed to be our pleasure. That's what it's supposed to be.
They put the expectation on men that we supposed to know what we doing. Without even no practice, without no proper information. You a dude, how old? You 40?
You should already know how to do it.
You should already know how to do that.
But they'll be quick to say, show me how to please you. Show me how to please. Show me. But for a dude,
but if you restrict me from practice, if you restrict me from doing things by myself, if my homeboy is like, you doing what? You can't get no real girl. And if you saying you replacing me, so I never practice, but I got to go to the game and hit 30. How, bro? You don't shoot no layups. You don't stretch. You don't shoot no J's. But I'm like, hey, right now, I need you to come to the gym and drop 45.
But I got to be in the gym and be MVP.
How you gonna run up and down the court for 40 minutes, bro? You don't get to run ever, treadmill, nothing. But you expected to just get in there because your age. You been hooping for how long? You should be able to go on. No, you can't, bro. Same with sex.
Man, okay.
My age don't mean if I don't get to practice and get to experience, how I'm gonna be able to get in here and be a dog?
So look, so you know what I'm saying? Because we ain't gonna be on it too long. We ain't gonna be on it too long. But I got a question. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of women probably want to know.
Okay.
This is one question that a lot of women want to know. How do you find a good man?
By being a good woman.
So being a good woman. So if they not finding a good man, is that saying they not a good woman?
You attract who you are. I don't care what nobody say. Because a rich person is not attracted to a broke person. A crackhead don't normally hang with people who are extremely sober. One is helping the other. And so if you don't, another thing, if a woman can't identify what a good man is to her, she'll never find him. If you don't understand your ideal mate, how are you going to find him? Your ideal mate can walk right past you, but you're looking for a beard, you're looking for some tattoos, and you're looking for a dude that's 6'4". You're not looking for love. You're not looking for a certain characteristics.
Tattoos, ladies, you know what I'm saying?
And he got a beard, and he chocolate.
I got the beard. I got the grays coming in. You know what I'm saying? They in there.
They going for somebody daddy.
They going for somebody's daddy.
Without
Everybody
vetting
wants
him.
somebody daddy.
But
Everybody wants somebody daddy.
And they ain't gonna vet you though. They just gonna look at you and be like his vibe, his smile, and then they go smash.
Dang.
And then if you disappoint them,
dang. Let's see if I'm a disappointment. Come on.
But they can't get mad at you for disappointing them because they never told you how to be for them.
Let's see.
And if I have nothing to pursue, if you give me sex early, I have nothing else to pursue.
So on that note, giving sex early on that note, what is your thought process on waiting until y'all do it versus it just being done up front?
This is fire conversation. So there's two ways that I try to look at it, right? So if we're intentional and we're on purpose, we have this conversation. We go smash, right? Don't get mad at me if I don't please you because I don't know you enough to please you.
Right.
And if you don't know where you want us to go, you won't know the journey to take, right? So if it's like, I want us to get married, buy a house, build together, have this legacy, then have some kids, we have to go the path a certain way.
Hey.
But if you like, I just want to see where we going, we smashing. But if you like, I want this, and this, and you don't properly vet me, and we smash first and then fall in love second, we might not make it to the house. We might not make it to the kids. We might not make it to this legacy thing.
Do you think women actually take time to vet a guy?
Never.
They don't take time to vet a guy? So what are they doing? What are they doing in the beginning?
In the beginning, women now have the attitude of, I'm making the bag. So women look at men as providers. And when they look at provision, they look at money. And so women now saying, I make 6-figure. I'm a traveling nurse. I don't need you. I can travel with my homegirls. Yeah. And I'm bad enough because if a woman say I'm pressure, what's she talking about?
Yeah, she can get in it.
I'm pressure. I look good. When a girl say you fumbled me, she's showing a picture of her body. Not her attitude, not her mannerisms, not her character. You fumbled me because I look good. No, ma'am.
That's good.
I left you. Like when you fumble, somebody hit the ball out your hand.
I threw it back to
I dropped it. I didn't fumble. I threw it back.
I threw you back out there.
And so that's the reason why women can't find a good man, because men now are saying things like, you look good, I'll drink your bathwater. Man, he fumbled her. Look how pretty she is.
So
Krishan, as crazy as Krishan Rocky is, no offense, Krishan, people will show pictures of her back in high school on the track team and be like, he fumbled her, blue face. We've seen
her attitude.
How bad it is.
Okay.
But based off of her looks, it's like, oh, she was fumbled.
And this is one thing that I always say. How is it possible that all these good-looking women can't keep a man?
Because a man will do whatever it takes to keep what's valuable. If you're not adding value, what am I going above and beyond to keep you for? A man would, listen, if you got your dream car, you know a dude who got his dream car. He wash it, he wax it. If anything happened to a tire, it's fixed. It's never low on gas. It's covered in the winter. When it's raining, it's so taken care of, and nobody can ever touch it because this is my baby.
See, that brings me to the topic of I asked a lot of ladies this before I gave the answer. I asked a lot of ladies, how many of y'all feel like y'all are trophies? And a lot of them said, I am. But then I said, well, the difference between a trophy and a treasure is that a trophy is passed between hands and hands and hands every season. Everybody is grabbing on, but a treasure you hold close and you ain't even exposing it. people can't see what you got as a treasure.
Nope.
It's valuable. It's tucked away. So are you a trophy or are you a treasure?
Facts.
Trophies are up for debate every season. It's going between somebody's hands. It's put on display. It's for the streets. It's for the game.
Yes.
But the treasure is you keep that at home. You keep it locked up.
Man,
it's a possession.
It's a map. It's behind a hidden door.
It's a prized possession. So a lot of women who feel like they trophies probably got it wrong.
Facts. You should want to be the treasure.
You should want to be the treasure. You should want to be the treasure, lady. Don't be the trophy. Every nigga gonna have the trophy.
Like a treasure, it takes a map to find.
Look at the trophy. Every great athlete that got a trophy, it came from somebody else's hands, and then they might lose it, and it's gonna go to somebody else's hands.
To somebody else's.
Yeah, they plan for it. It's a competition.
Be the treasure. That's fire.
Be the treasure.
Be the treasure. You understand me?
All right, people.
But trophies, like, yeah, go ahead.
You know, it's one of them things. We got, you know what I'm saying? We got the coach here. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to give some lessons. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to my homeboy, Steven, you know what I'm saying, the sexologist. Where can they find you at?
You can find me on TikTok, Sexologist _ or you can find me on IG, Sexologist _ Rated Red with the blue check. Don't get fooled by the fake pages. I'm right there. RatedRedsWorld.com. I'm always on my website.
Now, I done been on this page. I done been on this page, so listen, be aware.
Yes.
Ain't no filters. Ain't no filter on this page, you know what I'm saying? No filters on this page. It is what it is. I done been on there, look, I done been on there and like some shit because I didn't even look at the name for it. I'm like, oh shit, boom. And I'm like, oh, this my nigga just posted this. Oh, this my nigga that just posted this.
The fans page get crazy. Can't lie to you.
You know what I'm saying?
Fans page is intense.
We deal with a lot of fakes, you know what I'm saying? A lot of fakes. So I had people that created some fan pages like Rondell 0018 fan page. I'm like, I ain't got no fan page. I literally had people think they was talking to me and like in a relationship.
Yeah, I'd have had some.
How you in a relationship and you ain't never talked to him on the phone or FaceTime? How is this even possible? You know what I'm saying? So it's wild out here, man. It's wild out here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Slut Me Out, Love Me After. You know what I'm saying? That's what he want. He want slut him out, love him after.
That's all I want.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pressure apply. We're gonna apply that pressure. You know what I'm saying? When I say so, listen. They ask a lot of people like somebody. They hear somebody's daddy, and they instantly go into this mode of like a sexual thing. Somebody's daddy. But the real meaning came because I got 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? The real meaning of me being somebody's daddy came about because I got 2 kids, and I take pride in being a daddy. I take pride in being a, you know what I'm saying, a father.
That's fire.
And so that was the original content, and everybody on TikTok kind of took it a whole nother way, and we just kind of ran with it. I seen TikTok mama, I seen Savage mom, I seen this mom. I'm like, damn, I'm somebody's daddy. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that come about. But they took it, you know what I'm saying? We just run with it.
Sexual.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? The term somebody's daddy, it's a double thing, you know what I'm saying? Which I like it.
That's fire.
They see that right there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's somebody's
daddy.
daddy.
SBD on there. So somebody told me, does that mean somebody's baby daddy? It do.
It technically
is, you know, somebody's baby daddy, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's another one of my sayings. It is what it is. Everything is what it is.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out again to my homeboy.
Yes, sir.
Steven, the sexologist, you know what I'm saying? Slut Me Out, Love Me After. Make sure y'all check him out. Make sure y'all check out his merch. He got some fire. Show him
the bottle.
He got some fire merch, you know what I'm saying? They can't read it, but what does that say?
It say good pussy juice. That's what I'm drinking.
That's what he drinking.
That's what I'm drinking. You feel me? It's good. Good yummy juice. I see you on TikTok.
That's what he
good
drinking,
yummy
you know
juice.
what I'm saying? That's what he drinking.
That's what I'm drinking.
Shout out to y'all, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all tune into the next episode. I'm gonna have a lot of people on here, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna have a lot of topics, a lot of discussion, a lot of things where we can see different, you know what I'm saying, people's different perspective on things, because I feel like we got different perspectives on a lot of things. And if we can come to a common ground and be like, oh, okay, I see why you think that way, then I think it might help out a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So again, shout out to you, bro. I appreciate
you for having me,
man. Kicking it before you had to fly back out. You know what I'm saying? He flying back out. He ain't A10 no more, and he don't
go to Florida. You feel me?
He don't let, but you know I'm gonna be out that way. So it is what it is. Shout out to all y'all in there. You know what I'm saying? We out.
Peace.
Put me on your podcast, bro. Put me on your podcast show. Put me on your podcast, bro. Would you put me on your podcast, though?